I'm pretty sure by now you've already seen the video that has gone viral. I'm making a response video about that now and gathering some research about that very disturbing video of this social media influencer they call Nas from the Gram, and his very inappropriate conversation he had on his live feed on TikTok, Instagram, wherever it was, along with this young lady who has a disability of Down syndrome. And her cognitive level is very much that of a young child. She's if you have seen the video, you will see that her cognition, she was not able to communicate to him how uncomfortable she was feeling. She looked like she wanted to cry. The things that he was saying to her, presenting to her, it seemed as if like it was a child reacting to these very vile, nasty, inappropriate, sexual, just demonic things that he was saying to her. And he blames it on him being under the influence of alcohol, being inebriated. That's what caused him to talk like a vile demon. I can't even repeat the things that he said to this woman. I just want to give you a trigger warning before you even watch the video. Be aware that it is very disturbing, and watch what your kids are watching because it is demonic.
The internet is furious after a disturbing TikTok livestream resurfaced, showing creator NAS from the Gram verbally attacking another streamer, Maggie Jo Davis, who has Down syndrome. Both are known in the TikTok battle world, a competitive space where live streamers face off for gifts and weekly ranking spots. But this battle went way too far. In the clip, NAS can be heard making cruel and graphic comments toward Maggie Jo, mocking her appearance and speaking in an extremely disrespectful tone. Viewers immediately condemned the behavior, calling it bullying and exploitation of a vulnerable person. The clip quickly spread across platforms, shocking even those familiar with the chaotic TikTok battle scene. After intense backlash, NAS released a video apology, admitting the interaction was disgusting and saying he couldn't even watch the full video himself. He claimed he had been overly intoxicated at the time, though he acknowledged that alcohol was no excuse. He apologized directly to Maggie, her family, and everyone who saw the clip, adding that the incident made him realize he needed to stop drinking. However, many online weren't buying it. Critics noted that NAS has a long history of targeting women, black women, white women, trans women, and women with disabilities, often using stereotypes and cruel humor for clout. For them, this wasn't a one-time mistake. It was part of a pattern. As one commentator put it, women are not a minstrel show.
You're going to start to see the camaraderie that many people that do a lot of similar online entertainment, they have the same sentiment in shielding and protecting what Nas from the Gram did, even if they don't know this man. Why? Because a lot of the same behaviors they have are also predatory. You're going to see that, especially with Miss Netta.
What it is, everybody has to take accountability of what they do and their actions and stuff like this. And he took accountability for his action. He apologized, but it's only going to be those ones that's out there for him that's going to accept the apology.
I'm not down in anyone's sexuality, their lifestyle. I'm no one here to judge. However, I do see that there is a growing problem with men within the LGBTQ community that have the life of a transgender female, and those who are male that possibly do drag or performances, ballroom. Over the years, it's never really been a problem for Black women. And in fact, a lot of the support that they have gotten over the years has been from Black women. But now we're in an intersection to where Black women are now looking around trying to figure out, well, I've got this, I've got that, I'm this, I'm that. I set trends. People want their lips like mine, their butt like mine. I'm the moment, but yet like the least to get married. Now, I'm not saying that what I'm about to mention is solely the reason on why there are low numbers for Black American women on getting married here in the United States. But I'm going to point out a very important possibility, and that is a lot of men from this community take on a personification of Black women. And what they do is they hyper escalate the behaviors, personality, the dress, the hair, the nails, the lashes, and it's almost as if they're making Black women into clowns. And then on top of that, you have it to where there are now so many Black men that are transgender that live their lives completely as Black women. And Black men who are interested in heterosexual relationships sometimes can't even tell the difference between who is a biological female and who is not. And then if you're going to have this type of behavior, as did Nas from the Gram did on this live feed, this inappropriate conversation he had, in women's attire, in women's clothing, you're saying on one hand you want to be a woman, but then you're doing predatory behaviors in women's clothing. That's a problem. That's a problem, because come to find out that there are a lot of transgender women that are born male, biologically male, and they do, just like other people, get arrested for trying to solicit inappropriate acts from children, people who are disabled, and they will be in full-on women clothing. Also, another thing is that we have to, as Black women, demand more for ourselves now, because and that's myself included. We can love, and we do. We are so accepting of different communities. We love people. We have a special type of love that other groups of women don't necessarily possess. But I think that it's now time for us to start demanding respect from these same groups that get this love and they get this acceptance from us. We have to demand respect, because now it's starting to become a problem. I even looked at a documentary the other day about Saturday Night Live and how there's only been a limited amount of Black females on their cast over the years. And then I heard Keenan, who's the Black American actor on Saturday Night Live, he said that he had to go to production and beg them to get a Black woman, because he was tired of them making him play a Black woman in all of these roles, because they had not had a Black woman on the cast for such a long period of time. And so it's only because he demanded that they go and hire an actual biological Black woman is where they stopped requiring him to play so many Black female roles. Now that's an insult. That's an insult, because that means that not only do you see Black women as not being an asset to arts and entertainment, but you also don't even recognize our femininity. You would rather accept the role of a Black woman through a masculine biological male. That's a problem. That's the problem. But let's look on and see what other people have to say.
I don't want to say. I don't want to say it. Like I had somebody that like that's the only that's the only reason it's close to me because
have you been watching me lately?
I watch all of y'all. Even
I have a question.
Even you know, I'm not gonna mention it. Even
Have you
you.
heard me say? Have you heard me? And be honest. Have you heard me say? Have you heard me say? Yes, he was wrong, but it does not mean I'm supposed to just stop being his friend. Right or wrong?
I heard you say that. You know what? You are right. I just
So
you know what would be. You know what would help Miles if he would do a genuine apology and you know what?
He was genuine.
Y'all do something with her because I honestly don't believe he meant that.
No matter what, y'all are
I don't believe he meant that. I didn't
say what y'all want to say, and y'all are going to paint whatever narrative you want to paint.
I ain't painting no narrative. I didn't even post it.
That's what I'm saying. Everybody's going to say what they want to say. Everybody's going to think they want to think. But
I
this
didn't
is
post it.
just wizard.
Huh? Huh? You want a white cracker trailer park mess? Love it to dig in your fucking pussy? Now this the real fucking dude. I'm sick of TikTok. I always gotta be nice to these. Sissy, you wanna decrepit slow? The fuck you in your oh? Just say that.
Okay, so as many of you guys have seen, there is a video of me going around interacting with a person with a disability in a very disgusting way to where I couldn't even watch the full video. And I want to sincerely apologize to Maggie, her friends, her family, anybody else that have seen that video and seen me act in that manner. I was overly intoxicated that day, which does not excuse my behavior whatsoever. And I have yet to even this day watch that video to its entirety. I watched about 18 seconds of it and I literally cut the video off. So what really made me realize honestly that the drinking needs to like stop is when I woke up the next morning, I didn't even remember a lot of the things. Somebody brought the video to my attention and in my head, I was like, there's no way that video, like it can't be that bad. And it was that times 10. I said some of the most disgusting things. And mentally, the very first 2 or 3 days, it really fucked me up because in that moment, I know a lot of y'all are not going to believe me, but in that moment, I was just like, I was so intoxicated. I didn't realize she had a disability until the end. And when I read my comments and I kind of clicked, and I'm going to play that video at the end. But me watching that 18 seconds of it, the beginning, I'm looking at it like you can tell she clearly has a disability. And it didn't click in my head until like a minute later. So once again, I want to apologize to Maggie. I really think that night really made me realize that I need to stop drinking. I need to put the drinks down because it really really disgusted me to where I just couldn't even watch the full video, if I'm being honest with you. It was so hard to watch the first 18 seconds of the things that I was saying. I was trying to find Maggie's social media like Instagram or Facebook or TikTok or something. So I can apologize to her personally because I believe on Favorite you can't send messages. But I'm going to play the because I've only seen the first 18 seconds of it and what I'm about to play for you guys now, to where you can see where I realized and like I read the comments and I kind of like stopped. And I do want to also say that it does not make it right. No matter who was on the other side of that screen, it just doesn't make it right whatsoever. And yeah.
I'm not shocked by nothing Nas from the Gram said. I'm not shocked by nothing that came out of his mouth. That is what gay men think of women. You see, this is the problem. When shit like this happen, y'all always act shocked. How many gay men have y'all heard talk like that about women and to women? That is what they think of women. The fact that she was autistic or whatever it is that she was has nothing to do with nothing. Has nothing to do with nothing. He just feel bad now that she is autistic, but he talk like that to all women. The representation that he is doing of black women, the way he's acting of women, he's letting y'all know how he feel about women. He think y'all all some ghetto, loud, unworthy bitches. I'm not shocked by that. And see, that liquor just make the truth come out. But the liquor didn't have to make the truth come out. He been telling y'all what he think of women every time he did a skit. Was y'all not watching the skits? And I'm talking about he was foul, vulgar, the type of stuff he was saying. While he's sitting up talking about, oh, I couldn't even watch the video. I couldn't even watch the video. Because although, like I said, that's what they think of women, I couldn't believe he was just blatantly saying it like that. But that liquor ain't did nothing but showed y'all exactly who he is. When somebody show you who they are, believe them. Believe them. So if you couldn't see it based on his skits and his interpretation of women, he has officially showed y'all what he think of women. Him and a lot of other gay men, they have no respect for women. None. And he think he a woman. That's why he walking around with them wigs and that dress on. See, what y'all got to realize about people that do skits, they're telling you their inner personality. See, he just letting it out. He don't got enough balls to go ahead and be a full tranny, so he make it a joke, make fun of it. You know how they say there's some truth to every joke. The reason why a joke is funny is because there's some truth to it. That's really what he think of women.
I click on his profile, right? This man is a live pro. A live pro. Now let me explain to you what that is. A live pro on this app means somebody has made a minimum of $50,000 in 1 month on TikTok. You're telling me that this man has not been A, fucking canceled, his account deleted, but B, this man is a live pro? We make people like that famous. We give them $50,000 a month. Somebody that's making fun of a woman with a mental disability that literally cannot defend herself. Like that's who we make famous on this app. Nah, I'm sickened, bro. Nah, I'm not gonna lie. This is probably one of the most disgusting videos I've ever seen on TikTok. And the fact that it's still circling around, and the fact that this man's account is still active, speaks volume about our society.
It's just I had gotten so much information that I understood that things are secular, so I understood that the earliest I had seen that word transgender was Baphomet, the transgender, and so I knew that in the ritual of Baphomet, the transgender, to show allegiance to him, you had to kiss his ass ring. Really? And it said both of those things, so I knew that both of those things will become popular in the future, and that somehow calling people the goat would be normalized over the sheep being always the most popular reference.
I've been seeing people talk about Nas from the gram and him talking bad to some child with autism, and I just was not paying attention to it, but a video today caught my eye because they said that he threatened to rape that little girl. What are we having commentary for? Call the police. It is actually illegal to threaten to rape people online. I don't know why y'all think it's not. I don't know why y'all think y'all have the ability to say whatever you want just because you're behind a screen. There are laws. People just don't utilize them. Her parents need to call the police. I don't care. Oh, he was drunk. Her parents need to call the police. Go to jail. Make an example out of him. And I know y'all are going to say, why y'all always want to use black men as the example? Because some of y'all think like that. Y'all absolutely will say that, despite the fact that he threatened to rape a child. And actually, it doesn't care if she was mentally disabled or not, the fact that he threatened to rape anyone.
And the young lady, Maggie Jo, she's very young. I don't know her exact age, but I did read somewhere where it's alleged that the parents are possibly seeking to press charges. They're trying to see if this is something that is can be found as a criminal act, and I completely encourage that, because this is something that needs to be taken to the local police department or to a district attorney, and for them to advise if this is something in their county, in Greenville, something that would be deemed as a crime.
You're really a bitch for you really about to piss me the fuck off with that punk ass shit. Bitch, that's why you now shut the fuck up, bitch. That's why you have 2 chins and your motherfucking hair is thin as fuck. You look like Donald Trump. Did you vote for Donald Trump, bitch? Did you vote for Donald Trump or not?
Yeah.
You're a bitch. You're really a bitch for real. Where you stay at?
It's none of your business.
Shut up, girl. You look ill. You're disgusting.
No.
I'll spit on you. Be honest.
What are you sounding like?
Bro, would you have my fucking child away?
Do you want to know what for me is the most disturbing part about this Nas from the Gram controversy? Beyond him being verbally abusive to that young lady, beyond him, cursing her out and calling her the B word again and again and again and telling her that she looks ugly, etc. People with disabilities, people who are disabled, experience sexual violence at a
Listen, I don't even know what a Nas from the Gram is, but it keeps popping up and everybody keep talking about it. And I couldn't watch that live for longer than 10 seconds, but I tried to watch it. And I don't want to see nothing like that. But that was some of the most sick, sadistic, Pet Cemetery, Evil Dead stuff I've ever seen somebody say on the internet. Like, are you okay, sir? Like, where did that come from? You have spirits inside of you. I believe in the devil now. Because I've seen people get drunk. And they be getting mad at people and they be saying all kinds of things, but they don't ever say stuff like that. And usually they be like actually mad. They think they're mad about something. If the girl didn't do anything to you, what are you mad about? Like you just get mad because you drink? Oh, you need help. Even if I was to believe that being drunk doesn't make you speak sober thoughts, how you got them thoughts in your head? That's something you write down to have a possessed character taunting somebody. That's not something you ever say to somebody, even when you hate them. You want to abuse them and torture them because they upset you? You're crazy. I'm concerned about if Ryan Murphy should do a new season of Monster. Nas from the Gram. Like, what you got in your house if you talking to people like that? That man is disturbed. You don't need no platform. You don't know what to do with.
You know, Nas from the Gram is the result of when y'all let gay boys on this app talk to people like they're crazy and pass off their mean girl spirit as a personality trait. And how do I know he's a product of that? Because he sat up on here and made that piss poor ass apology and had the nerve to have a damn attitude when he was doing it. And because y'all find his little couch crumb skit so funny, y'all have let him get away with this. And look where we are now. That live with that young woman was completely disgusting and I was mortified. I could not believe that. Where's the line? Where is the line? Where do we stop? What do we do? When do we actually cancel people? Because to be talking to a young lady that has a visible disability and then turn around and kind of be like, yeah, whatever, I was drunk. I don't have no words.
This is the predatory family member who will blow on the back of your neck and then act like he did nothing at all. Every single time the family gets together, he's doing weird shit, saying weird shit like, oh, you feeling out just like your mother. And there's always a motherfucker coming up behind him, making you feel as if you're crazy when you try to talk about it. Like, oh, that's just how he is. When really the truth is, people do not talk to other people the way Nas talked to that young woman on that live. Nobody says shit like that. That isn't normal. And just for a moment, I want y'all to take who he said it to out of the equation. And I want y'all to focus on exactly what was said. I'm going to put my seed in you after she has verbally said no multiple times.
I don't even know where to begin. That video was very much hard to watch. I can't believe I never seen it. Yeah, that was hard. You know how when you get like second embarrassment, it's like, ugh. So if you can't tell by now, I am talking about a video between Nas on the Gram and the Maggie girl. Y'all blew me down. Was like, Ryan, look. I said, wish I never seen it. But okay, here we go. Now, me personally, I don't know him. I used to see him a lot when I had my first and second TikTok. As y'all know, this is my fourth account. but I haven't seen him in years, so I didn't even know he was really even still doing content or what. I remember him doing like the McDonald's videos. They were funny, you know, kudos to him. But this video comes across my desk, and I was like, oh. Like, I don't know how he's going to get out of that. That was insane. That was intense. I don't never wish bad on nobody, so that's neither here or there, but oh my God, the girl looked so sad and was like crying, like, oh. I did see his apology video. He said he was intoxicated and things of that nature, but I don't know how you're going to get out of that.
And you can listen to the video in its entirety. It's very bad. Now, after that video, that live stream was had by Nas, he then takes to his page, and here's what he has to say.
Okay, so as many of you guys have seen, there is a video of me going around interacting with a person with a disability in a very disgusting way to where I couldn't even watch the full video.
Argue whether he was drunk or not. That's like neither here nor there. Nas has had a very long and torrid history about tearing down women, using stereotypical tropes, using cosplay and other things of that nature. This is all that he does, and this is really all that he knows. And this is the main reason why I've had him blocked, because all women, black women, white women, trans women, women with disabilities, we are not a minstrel show.
Oh, Jesus. Just put a really nasty taste in my mouth. And it just, I can't judge people on how they apologize, because everybody's different. Everybody's heart is different. So I'm not going to judge him. That's not my job to do. I can only say that, it just, to look at it after the apology, the little part where he continued to play with her on the battle, when she put the phone down and he was still talking to her and he was asking her where she, where she stayed. She said, I stay in my house, So at that time, he did know that she had a mental illness, because his chat was telling her that she had a mental illness. You know what I'm saying? She was innocent. I don't know, y'all. But even the apology is disturbing to me. That's what's tripping me out, because the apology, after the apology, the video was even more disturbing, because he stayed and he conversed with her, and she still didn't know no better. You know what I'm saying? She still didn't understand what the hell just happened. And it kind of, like I said, it kind of hit home with me, because I was essayed and I was in a position as a kid not knowing that I was being mistreated. I'm gonna get off, y'all, because I said I wanted to.
Because did you know that people with intellectual disabilities have a rate of sexual assault 12 times higher than their typical counterparts? There was a story here in Colorado. We have a specific thrift store that's all the proceeds go to benefit people with intellectual disabilities and their family. And there was a woman with Down syndrome working the floor of the thrift store. And a man walked up to her and sexually assaulted her right there in the fucking store. So perpetuating that kind of shit, first of all, he wasn't joking. He meant that shit. There are disgusting people who want to have an opportunity to be intimate with people with different abilities because they want to hear how it sounds. They want to see what it looks like. They want to see how they're disgusting. They're disgusting scum of the fucking earth, and Nas from the gram is fucking one of them. It's disgusting. It's abhorrent. And if you still fuck with him, you don't fuck with me.